The second week of Nebraska fall practice is here, and that means it's finally time for me to go over who I believe will earn Nebraska's coveted single-digit uniforms in 2024. We'll go over every single number, 0 to 9, and I'll give you my locks, my shocks, and everything else in between. So really quick, we have a jam-packed video for today. Make sure to hit that like button if you're starting to get excited about the season. I know I am. And hey, if you're new to the channel or just a returning viewer, make sure to subscribe. I post a video about Nebraska football every single day. We did it all summer long, and we're doing it all fall long as well. So make sure to join the best family here on Husker YouTube and hit that subscribe button. It would help me out greatly. But without further ado, let's get into it, talking about who I believe will earn Nebraska's single-digit uniforms in 2024. Of course, when Matt Rhule got to the Huskers, he set a new tradition that the top 10 players, the players who work the hardest throughout summer ball and spring practice, they're going to earn a single digit, and it's basically a status symbol. It's basically that captain rank for the Huskers. So let's go over my 10 players. Well, right off the bat, there's 5 that are already locks to earn it for the Huskers. That's because they had it last year. Number 0, Gifford. Number 5, John Bullock. Number 8, Deshaun Singleton. And number 9, Ty Robinson. They carry over from last year. And honestly, to be completely real with you, I am not a huge fan of that system. It's all good that those guys won a single digit last fall, but I want them to earn it again. And every single guy I just mentioned would earn it again, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they shouldn't be guaranteed the same uniform they had last year just with this system. But those guys are rolling over from 2023, which means there are only 5 single digits up for grabs this year. Number 1, number 6, number 7, number 3, and number 4. So with that being said, let's go to my 5 guys who I believe will earn single digits for the Huskers. The first player who I believe they're going to make it official this week who has a single digit is going to be number 1 for the Huskers. So rock uno, and this is Jamal Banks. Should not be too much of a surprise to people who have followed the channel all summer long, who have followed Nebraska football this spring and this fall. This guy is the number 1 receiver on the team for the Huskers. He had a great day on Saturday on that open practice, had a couple touchdown catches. He's a leader. Matt Rhule always mentions him as being the first guy in, last one out, holding other guys accountable. On the elite list that Nebraska football posted every single week in the summer, he was always on there, working hard in the weight room. And Jamal Banks, he wore number 1 in high school. He's going to go back to that for his senior year. And yeah, I absolutely believe he's going to have an NFL-type campaign for the Huskers and will be in the mix to be one of the best wide receivers in the country. So Jamal Banks gets that number 1. I believe he's the first guy who will earn a single digit. But let's go to the second guy who I think will get one. This is Tommy Hill. He will be rocking number 6 for the Huskers this year. He's worn number 6 throughout his career, both in high school and for Arizona State. And Tommy Hill, man, he's been working hard this offseason. We saw that recent episode on the Huskers YouTube channel, Chasing 3, that basically documented his story from when he transferred in. He really wasn't bought into the culture. He had questions about his future with the Huskers. And fast forward to the present, he's a captain on this team. He's a leader. He's a guy who's going to probably be Nebraska's first player selected in the draft this April. Yeah, he is the real deal, and he's taken that step to be a leader for the Huskers, to be a true black shirt, and he will wear number 6 just like Quentin Newsome wore last year. We're going to keep the tradition going in the secondary, and I feel very confident that Tommy Hill will go from 31 to 6 this year as a single-digit player. Let's keep it in the secondary. This defense is very good for Nebraska. Another guy who used to be a single-digit player went to the 2 digits and now will be back to wearing only 1 number, and that is Marquise Buford. He will wear number 7 for the Huskers this year, I predict. And Marquise Buford, man, another leader in this secondary, another leader on this team. You saw that in the Chasing 3 episode. You've heard about it all summer long. Again, he's working hard. He's coming back from injury. He's been banged up the last year and a half, and he's going to make his presence felt as a starter this year at strong safety. So Again, he used to wear number 1 for the Huskers back in 2021 and 2022. Did not wear that last year, of course, when Matt Rhule got here because he was out with injury. But another guy who's been on that elite list every single week, Marquise Buford, is that guy. Should not be a shocker here. I predict he will wear number 7 for the Huskers. So, all right, 2 spots left. Who will earn the last 2 single digits? Let's keep it on the defense. This defense is good for a reason, folks. This is a little bit of a sleeper player. People do not give him as much love as he deserves. Buda/Javin Wright will be a single-digit player. I feel very, very confident about this prediction. He's wore 33 over the last couple seasons. He will rock only one of those threes this year for the Huskers. Another guy who's been on that elite list every single week. He was second in the team in tackles last year with 51. This is a no-brainer. I mean, he's just working hard. He gained 20 pounds of muscle over the offseason. He's a bona fide starter in that linebacker room. It's honestly not even a debate at this point. Javin Wright will be a single-digit member. Again, just everything that Matt Rhule stands for in a linebacker, that's what you have here in Javin Wright. He can do it all. He can play all over the field, and I believe he will wear number 3 for the Huskers this year, which leaves us with one more single digit. Who will earn it? Will it be Dylan Raiola? Will it be another player on the offense, another player on the defense? Well, I'll narrow it down. It's on the offense, but it will not be Dylan Raiola, not in his freshman year. We'll get to that. It's going to be Isaiah Neyor. He will wear the number 4 for the Huskers. Now, this is a guy who has been super productive throughout his career, of course, had 1,000 yards with Wyoming in 2021. A guy who's rocked the single digit multiple times, not only with the Cowboys, but with Texas. And another guy who's been on that elite list all throughout the summer. Matt Rhule loves his work ethic, feels like he's working at a very elite level like you've seen throughout that elite list. So Isaiah Neyor had a really good practice. I think he's going to take a step back to where he used to be in 2021. He's going to be in the mix to be one of the best wide receivers in the country, and he will wear number 4. So, all right, guys, that's who I believe will be the single-digit players for the Huskers this season. Let's talk about the guys who just narrowly missed the cut. Dylan Raiola, let's talk about it. So Dylan Raiola, I believe, will wear number 15 for the Huskers this season. Listen, Matt Rhule is very stingy about who gets that single digit. I believe he thinks that Dylan Raiola is a very good quarterback and a great leader. I just don't think he's going to give it to a true freshman right off the gates. He's really never done that throughout his career. He gives it to upperclassmen, and for that reason, Dylan Raiola will probably have to wait 1 year to get a single digit. A couple other guys who will not get it this year, Jalen Lloyd, Malachi Coleman, both those guys very talented, but only sophomores, and they're buried in the depth chart. I mean, they're not necessarily buried in the depth chart, but they're not that wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. And then Jamari Butler was the guy I really thought about giving him 1, but again, he's worn number 10. That's basically a single digit. Jamari Butler is going to be a great player anyways. So, all right, guys, that's my predictions. I'll roll over it one more time. Number 0, Nash Hutmacher, of course, rolling over from last year. Number 1, we have Jamal Banks. Number 2, Gifford, rolling over from last year. Number 3, Buda Wright. Number 4, we have Isaiah Neyor. Number 5, John Bullock. Number 6, Tommy Hill. Number 7, Marquise Buford. Number 8, Deshaun Singleton. And last but not least, rolling over from last year, Ty Robinson at number 9. All right, guys, let me know if you agree with me on some. Maybe you disagree. You think Dylan Raiola gets 1. Let me know in the comment section below. And hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, folks, go Big Red, go Matt Rhule, and see you in the next one.